Welcome to YOUCANIC. Today here in YOUCANIC we have a 2019 Chevy Trax, and on this Chevy Trax we have our check engine light is on, and we want to check it to see what the issue is. So we have our OBD2 scanner hooked up. This is the YOUCAN2 OBD scanner. We are going to go into, well, if you come from the home screen, you're going to go into Diagnostic, and we're going to pick the vehicle. We have a GM vehicle. Smart VIN, that will pick up the VIN of the vehicle through the communication of the OBD2. We do have a 2019 Chevy Trax. That's good. We're going to do the control module because we know that we want to just check the engine module. Then we're going to check that engine module, and we'll pick that we have the 1.4 liter engine. We have an automatic transmission. We have the four-wheel drive, and we're not equipped with the start and stop function. Now it's communicating with the vehicle. Communicate with the vehicle. Now we can check what the DTCs are and display them on the screen. And so we have a P0010, a P0013, a P2089, and the P2091. Okay, so we have an intake camshaft position actuator solenoid valve control circuit, right? And then we have the intake camshaft position actuator solenoid circuit. So we have these two codes, the P010 and the P2089, have to do with the same circuit or the same system. And then we have the exhaust one, exhaust camshaft position actuator solenoid, as well as exhaust camshaft position actuator solenoid, right? So that's a P0013 and a P2091. So we have the exhaust and the intake actuator solenoid, and so we're going to go take a look at those solenoids and go over how you would replace those and then be able to come back. So these actuator solenoids on this 1.4 liter EcoTec motor, we are on the right side of the engine, being the passenger side of the engine. They are located down below here. So to gain easier access, we're just going to unhook this mass airflow sensor cable and put that back to the side there, and then we can pop this air box out and just move it up and out of the way. So these are the sensors right here. This is the intake sensor, and we have two size 10 bolts. Well, they're size 10 E10s that you take out and be able to pop this sensor out and replace it with the new one. As well, you would unhook this connector. This is one of the connectors where you push it back to unlock and then press to unhook, and you would be able to do the same with the exhaust one. So we have intake and exhaust, and be able to replace those. Now, if you replace these, and what is right behind these is the cam system and some sprockets for the cam and the timing chain. And so you would replace these. If the engine light keeps coming on for the same issue, then most likely your timing chain is getting stretched out, or something has gone wrong with the components inside there. And so then you would really need to be taking down this side of the engine and replacing your whole timing chain and to set the timing back where it needs to be, because the chain had stretched. Sometimes your sensors can just go bad, and so you would start with your sensors, replace those, and if the light doesn't come back on within a week or so, or immediately, then you should know that maybe it was just a sensor that went bad. But these are the things that are going to tell you that your engine is giving up or malfunctioning sooner than other things. So when you're done replacing those, taking the two bolts out, replacing the sensor, and then tightening your bolts back in, make sure all your connections are made back up, then you would just be able to put your air box back down into place. By placing it on the rubber grommets that hold it into place, lock it into place. Make sure you connect that connector for your mass airflow sensor and now we can go and clear the codes and make sure that it doesn't come back on. And so you'll notice we didn't actually replace those sensors because I made them come on so that we could see and explain what those sensors are and where they're at on the vehicle. So we know that they actually aren't bad right yet, but I did make them come on so that we knew where they were and to be able to explain them. So we're going to clear those codes out. Yes, yes, clearing those codes. System is passed. So if we look up DTCs now, there are no DTCs. All right, and then start our vehicle, and definitely our check engine light is off. And of course, we just cleared the code. So you cycle it a few times, drive your car around like normal for a week or so, and make sure that those codes don't come back on. If you did replace the sensors because they were bad, then you should be okay. But if they do come back on, then you're definitely going to need to be looking into some deeper fixes that you would have to do on your vehicle. Thanks for watching YOUCANIC, where you can be the mechanic.